Welcome,
Thanks.
everybody.
We made it.
The Grip Files, your once weekly follow-up podcast of the hit. In the end,
Are you
Are
okay?
you dying over there? What's going on? God.
Quick, I need some potions.
Judge out him.
I need
Quick.
quickly
Quick.
rub it on my kidneys.
Alex, your snake oil.
Alex.
I mean, Caleb.
I was
sorry.
wondering why am I getting involved in this?
Welcome, everybody. Follow-up podcast. I was dying, but I am fine.
Yeah, that's Ben.
Yes. Right?
Yeah, how's
Nailed
Rhett?
it. Nailed it. Rhett's doing okay.
Okay.
It takes me a minute to get out of character, you know. I'm like a
Right.
method actor.
You were
Wow,
so
you're
deep
method,
into
yes.
character.
You can tell by all the dick jokes he made.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that seems
You
very
gained
character.
30 pounds. And
So I'm trying to just think back to everything that happened this episode because we had a visiting moment of like the mayor all over again. When Simon and although giving the tea was a cool moment. Like
I'm glad it worked out.
That bore some
something.
fruit that was kind of cool. I'm kicking myself because we had asked Halave, but like, oh, we're looking for somebody, but we weren't like very specific about it when we had that meeting.
Did we give the dragon to
No,
No, he doesn't have.
I have the
He
dragon.
has only
Doesn't
his,
he have
his
the
one
egg?
stitch.
he has his own.
He has his own
so
shitty
yeah,
but not our
The
better
whole
one.
story behind that, right, is that prisoner in the prison
Yeah.
made 4 things as their
Right.
last statues,
There was
right?
3 eggs.
3, not eggs, dragons.
Oh.
Twisted dragons, like terrible looking dragons.
That's why when you said egg,
And then the
I think-
last one was the platinum one
our
that you guys have, the really nice one
Yeah.
that saved his soul and
See, that's where
offered
I-
him to the dragon.
Yeah.
heavens.
That's where I was confused. I thought
Yeah.
there was 3 other eggs, and he had the 3 other eggs,
No.
and he thought that was the last thing. Okay,
Yeah.
I was
I was
got
probably
the-
just mixing it
pretty
up
much
with Game
the same
of
thing,
Thrones.
just dragon statue.
right. Dragon statue. So he's
Yeah.
got a shitty dragon statue.
3.
But we have the
He has the.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
got
it's-
the set.
right. He's got
minus
the last
our-
3.
So ours would
twisted,
complete the legendary set.
The idea from that book, it's that was Hush Hush.
Yeah.
The Harrises put a
The last one.
that last one. The last one is the 3rd one, known to these collectors out in the world. They don't know about the
So we got the
actual
secret
last
last one.
Right.
So we have the invaluable item. So yeah. So just speeding ahead a little bit and jumping around. We don't have to go in order of the episodes, but because the whole time I was thinking like, man, how do we get to Nytheris? Like, how do we ask him about Helena? I figured like we'd wait till dinner. In which case, like, I wanted to kind of ask him like, well, if these two can bring gifts, can I bring a gift or whatever? And like try to get an audience on the like gift giving day or whatever that way. But that never happened. And I was like, well, fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get rid of the dragon, but I would love to hold it over Xavier
yeah.
and even Nytheris. It's like, well, if you love art and you have these 3 things, why wouldn't you want the secret final thing that goes with it to complete the set?
It's a very strong bartering token, but we got to make sure whatever we trade it for is equally or more
I was
beneficial.
thinking of trying to use it as a way to leverage getting Helena and Vampire Hunter Spider, because I thought for sure Helena would have been a prisoner or something.
Yeah, I
the
was.
thing that's confusing.
I was really surprised that she came with hell of it. Like I didn't even.
Well, she's resourceful, just like us.
Yeah, she
She's
probably did
found a
something
way-
similar, like tagged
yeah.
along.
She's an adventurer at this
so
point.
she probably tagged along with a princess going to this place where my
She
last
thought you-
known
yeah.
location or whatever. We didn't even think to ask Helena about in my mom, and if
Right.
we had, we could have avoided this entirely.
I did say we're looking for his mom.
We could have skipped
That's
a lot
true.
of hijinks with skeletons.
I just assumed that she would have been held prisoner by Nytheris.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And, good job, Alex, for setting it up as if that was the case, because you're like,
Yeah,
he loves to hold things,
Or she would have been here and
Valuable
moved
thing.
on
Right,
somewhere else.
so
Trying to
they
get
just-
other people to come to him.
It got in my head, like, oh.
Me too.
It's very, So
And
that
so
was
they're
was-
holding Helena.
They were
together.
talking about like, oh, he loves like religious stuff,
and then
you
he
know?
just didn't care that you were here at all.
And Nytheris was very
Yeah.
just dismissive of my presence.
That
He
was like from the
I
Street
knew
Fighter movie.
That was right,
Yeah.
very much so. The day you became a vampire was a Tuesday for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Such a
I
great
like
line.
him being this important, powerful vampire. So old. I'm like,
I liked
yeah,
that.
he doesn't
that
know. He doesn't remember.
He couldn't remember you
Yeah,
necessarily.
you're one of a
because
thousand.
for me it was like this huge turning point in my life that shook the foundation of my core beliefs. And for him, he was just like, "I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah.
Ugh, gross."
You were a snack.
One of the
Yeah.
faceless thousands he's discarded.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Fascinating stuff. Yeah, the whole sort of mystery of like the mansion and mystery of like it's laid so well because especially like when Xavier came back and he's like, oh yeah, they were in an electric prison. I was gonna be like, any female people? Not for Ace's reasons, for other reasons.
Yeah.
I really like Simon and Ace's shenanigans whenever they try to
They're
negotiate with
getting
anyone.
good.
Yeah.
It always becomes such
I
a
don't like
shit
that
show.
we've become a team.
It's
to be honest.
become a thing for
Oh
sure.
yeah, for
It's-
anytime the party's gonna be split, we
Yeah.
know who's going with who.
It's a real twist of
100%.
fate that me and Dash have become like the straight guys of the podcast, and Milo and Caleb have become the hooligans.
I'm just glad that something that happened in that interaction like panned out to benefit the rest of the
No,
group.
yeah, that
like
worked
with the
out
tea
really
or
well.
whatever.
See, that's why you just go for shit and just make it happen. Like
throw it all on the wall.
it's so much fun to just be that character that just allows things to happen, right?
you know,
you don't
but
just
sometimes
go
we can be
along-
measured about it.
No,
That'd
you
be
don't
fine.
need to go along. You just go.
I've been
And
enjoying.
I find that really fun.
I've been enjoying being the serious character who has a cool speech to give. Sometimes,
Well, and Alex is
Well,
very good at making
sometimes.
the cool
a speech
shit
to give every
become
time,
shit.
but a cool speech.
I didn't have any cool speeches this time.
I felt like you were revving up for one though. At some point when Val, I think I can't remember, but we were in the dinner at that point. But
Yeah, maybe. I kind of was like trying to find a moment with Halava, and then really was saving it all up for fucking Nytheris, and that just never
I
materialized.
was so desperately just wanting to jump up there because like Ace would see fucking Val jump up there onto their table. It was like Ace has got to go. Ace has got to be up there.
yeah,
He uses his glaive as a pole.
I
a
was
pole vault.
I was fully anticipating to get into a fight, but then just Nytheris' whole demeanor is I was like, oh, this guy doesn't give a shit. Like our whole adventure means nothing to him.
Yeah.
like we could literally probably just run around his castle and he'd be like, all right, yeah, whatever.
Well, that's why he's got the
Yeah.
necrolocks and the skeletons.
when you think about it in the grand scheme of things, how many vampires have come up that have had groups of similar makeup,
right,
like in his presence, and it's like, oh, you're just another gang of those people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, okay, you've had adventures, you've done great things, but I've
it's
heard
all-
a million of
but
those
the difference,
stories.
I think, here, especially compared to the last time my character was here, was like, I'm like, my motivation is I just want to find my mom.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, that doesn't really have anything to do with me. Whereas before I came here, we were like, we're going to try and steal something from you.
right,
and
right.
then we got fucked up.
We're-
So
We're a
it's-
bunch of holy religious paladins
religious
getting back our
paladins.
artifact that you've
Right.
stolen. And he's like, oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, this is fun.
This is why I'm here.
I'm going to torture and kill you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the drama's not there, so he's less.
If anything, it's more for him. It's just fun now that he's just gonna watch it. He's
Yeah.
just gonna watch.
I do like
The
that
drama.
they're just like, oh, like, yes, you go and handle that thing. And
it's like he's watching a sequel to a movie or something.
yeah, like this is
just
like his
totally
dinner and a
delighted.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just eating popcorn.
I had a
Like,
part in the first part of the
Yeah, this
movie.
is the
Can you believe that?
Godfather 2.
Well, when you get so old, you know, you gotta entertain yourself somehow.
Gotta relish the drama.
And that's I think Nytheris, that's very much part of him. Is like when you're this old and this powerful, what's interesting anymore?
I was surprised that you hopped up there. To be honest,
I wasn't.
I like the maybe it's just the image of it in my head was off, but like the idea of you
Yeah, just
like
Peeking
Kirbying, like
the image I had in my head of doing that
Kilroy, not
was
Kirby.
Oh, sure.
is in A Christmas Story when he climbs back up the
Yeah.
slide and then he like tells Santa Claus what it is and then Santa Claus just like he'll shoot your eye out. Ho 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 and fucking shoves him. That's what I pictured in my head.
that's
I had a question that's very meta for Alex that I've been curious about.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is like part of the lore of your world or canon, but if Nytheris were to die, whether it be by my hand or not, would I then not be a Dhampir? Would then my vampiric
His
bloodline
bloodline?
dissipate?
Gotcha. I don't think that's the case. I don't think I've like kind of installed that kind of vampire mod to this.
Okay, I was just curious. I didn't
the
know.
like lineages. I think
Yeah.
that's somewhere else and is like that's the Crimson Veil, and it's more of how we see like royalty and family lineages.
That's more status
not
than it is like physical
than the actual physical
anatomy.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So if somebody cast a destroy lineage spell,
Destroy lineage.
of this
Damn.
vampire family,
Wow.
would he be impacted?
I don't think so. Yeah, if it's such a spell were to even exist,
Well,
I don't think it would.
I describe the major.
it's only a
plot
30-foot
line
range,
of-
and he was 35 feet. So.
I describe the major plot line of the 10th Dresden Files book, in which Dresden seizes the spell and turns it around on the vampire lords, and then eradicates the entire red court of vampires off the face of the planet.
That's too bad for them.
God,
Pretty
yeah.
epic. Pretty epic.
Jeez.
They had an off switch.
Yeah.
That's
No,
pretty poor planning by them,
Yeah.
honestly.
they were going to use it on him. Well, see, they didn't.
We are very powerful, except for this one spell that you,
No, they
a
were
wizard,
casting
could
it
learn.
on him. He didn't learn it. He just stole it, and they didn't realize that he had the mechanisms of flipping it on them. 'Cause-
Didn't Lore have an off switch?
Both of them
Beta
have an
does.
off
Beta
switch.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both of them do, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
You do that. It's in his
that's
back.
in his
and
back.
you
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember there's
Yeah.
like
got to
a
do
cavity.
a weird kind of motion.
When he walks
Are you talking
over
about
and
the
he's like,
cavity?
Yeah.
and
That
Riker's
has a
like,
phone in it. Because that's when he dreams.
That's not what I was talking about. Yeah.
when
I just
Riker
remember,
walks over and he's like, he's a machine, and he turns him off when he's doing the episode
Yeah.
that I can't remember the name of.
Uh,
Measure of a
Anyway,
Man.
Yeah.
these vampires are not like that.
No. And I would
I
very much say Nytheris. So all vampires, they have, plan A, plan B, plan C. Right? Because if you kill them, then they'll come back in their grave or whatever. So vampires have that. Nytheris is also like a wizard. And so has spent this time, he's got contingencies.
Wait a second. Okay.
So he's very powerful. Okay, so metagame. Can I
That's
ask,
crazy.
like, how powerful is he?
Level 30.
I don't need stats. I just want like, give me a vague idea of what we would be dealing with if we try to fight him.
Like in
Yeah.
a deity
like a
pantheon.
step below Melora.
I would say he is one of the most powerful people in Haven. He ranked with
On the
them.
material realm.
Yes. Yeah. So
Okay.
he's not a god.
Damn.
Like he's not that. But is going to be
Might as
something
well
like an
be.
archfey or something. It's very much.
So could we
this
like?
very powerful being?
Could a warlock derive their pact powers from him?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's pretty powerful.
Dope. Okay.
And it's like there may be some scenarios where a fight with him leads to him being dead, but that doesn't mean he's gone.
Like,
Yeah, because he's got his phylacteries.
Yeah.
can vampires be liches?
I don't know. No, because a lich has to be a wizard.
but
Well, he
a
just
wizard.
said he's a
wizard.
wizard. That's why I'm
A
asking.
vampire can be a wizard.
Half the things Alex has said tonight, I've just completely missed.
Yeah, we know.
There's
what
to
was
be
the
fair,
one I
there's
did
so
earlier,
much
too?
crazy
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like
I'm like trying to process the last thing he said, and he's like, I can't even remember what
that's
the other
me
one was. But then I was like
every day,
talking
all
about
the
this, and I'm like,
time.
he just said that they do that. Though.
Yeah.
But if we could get a recap, I mean, that would be great.
Oh, son of a bitch. So, but for real, like, can vampires be liches?
Well, in a way, he's a lich, then.
And
I mean,
right? He's like a pre-lich lich. Because
the
he's
benefit,
dead.
the benefit
Undead.
to it is much lower if you're already a vampire.
Right.
Why do you need immortality when you have immortality? You can get rid of some of the vampire restrictions, maybe. But the benefit to it, because being a lich is such a arduous thing.
Yeah,
That rarely-
He's already got
Lasting
half
fun.
of it done. though.
How do we get him in our like? How do we get an IOU from him? Just like pure metagame.
Well,
Just
we're
pure
working on it.
You
We're working on
you
it.
got to do something that he would think is worth, giving you a favor for.
I think
Entertainment.
need
I'd
some
work
sort
real
of
hard.
honestly, we've
If
got a
he
whole
gets it
drama
already.
playing out in front of him that he might appreciate enough to like.
I mean, Ace
That
would give
was
him a wink.
I did. Yeah.
What's he into?
Everything.
Who is he into?
Yeah. He's been
Anything
alive
that's
everyone.
exciting at
forever.
this
Yeah.
point.
Could Nytheris replace Torog for me?
Potentially.
I don't know if I
What do
like.
Could
What kind
Nytheris
of weapon
replace
he would-
Melora for me?
Oh,
that
that's just a
sounds
personal
like a tough,
choice.
Yeah, that I think Ben would have to be changed in some way for that to happen. The way Ben talks about Melora, there is such a deep
Damn it.
fake
To just do a
connection.
what would the
complete
balance-
Played the
180?
character too well.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
what would
becoming
the balance?
canon.
What would the balance be at that point? Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there wouldn't be balance. Yeah,
It would
the
be
Melora things are
empty.
replaceable. But there's the other aspect. I have the paladin side and I have the warlock side.
Well, that's true. You could have a yin yang, the Melora and the
And one thing,
Nytheris.
and one thing that's left open so far is I don't have like a pact set out in stone, a pact being or whatever set in stone. We've just kind of left that up in the air for now. Not that it's not
Right.
theirs, I don't think
Planting
so.
some seeds in Alex's brain.
I
right
mean,
now.
Well, he has to invent a crab deity or something, a crab god or a crab monster.
it just so happens Nytheris is half crab.
You didn't notice.
well, he can shapeshift, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah. His
he can
favorite
he can
favorite
be
shape is a
crab.
crab.
That's
Yeah.
that's
You're-
easy.
Well, it's just like how Odin, where like takes many shapes and gives advice to people in different shapes all the time. He's like on Wednesdays is the crab.
Yeah, that's crab day. Tuesdays are crab days.
People to
Yeah.
drink piss.
Yeah. All the piss.
Drink the piss.
I did want to say before we ran out of time that I think it was an expert sort of twist of the knife for this whole situation to have Val on the vampire platform looking extra vampiredly these days, looking down at his mother. Because in my mind, the first thing I could think is like, what must this woman think?
Yeah.
That she thinks that he's dead, but now he's up there dining with Nytheris.
Ooh.
Because
I didn't
nobody's
even think
allowed
of
up
that.
there, and unless one of the Jaw was like, "Yo, look at that crazy
My
guy
son's a
jumping
full
up there."
vampire. Yeah.
Right, she's thinking he's a full vampire, and he's enjoying it because he's dining with Nytheris. He's living it up. All these, well, at least that's what I interpreted that. Like, well, fuck, I failed.
Yeah.
Time to get out of here. My son's a literal monster.
So she,
Yeah, now I'm chasing her.
she has two choices. She can love her son unconditionally, even though he's a vampire, or she can try to kill him out of mercy because he's a vampire, quote unquote.
Or she just is like, well, he's gone. I'm gonna just run away.
Or I just
I don't like that
disown
as
him.
much. I don't
Or I
like that
just
as
don't
much.
care.
Yeah, that's
You could
not
just
as
stab her.
I don't like that as much.
confrontation.
stab her.
Yeah, you can just kill. That's also an option.
I
We're
could
talking
kill
about
my
all the
mom.
options.
Yeah.
Here's which
I
one
gotta
of
kill
us
my
does she
mom?
have the most? Presumably we're over at the Blackwood House a lot.
Why
The
do you say it
temple,
like that?
the lighthouse temple, the giant temple on the cliff.
You guys were not up there a lot.
So did we not like have to ask your mom permission to like go and play?
I think she kind of let me hang out in the city.
Okay, well I was gonna ask which one of us.
Trying to hit on my mom, dude.
No, no.
He's trying to figure
You
out.
didn't know
who
this,
hit
but
it on
we
your
all
mom
had the
the
hots on
most.
her.
What?
Yeah, we all had the hots on her.
I mean, she was
Um,
like she was the spiritual leader of the town.
She was
as
also
you
the
guys were
hot
growing
mama
up.
of the town.
She was yeah.
Hey, why is that canon?
All over.
No. I was just gonna
We
ask
didn't
which of
choose
us
it,
has
man.
like the most, relationship with her. Like
Right. I mean, with
child's
that, that's going to be
friends.
whoever spent most of the time in church.
yeah, that wasn't
You
me.
know,
That wasn't me.
listening
I didn't
to.
find religion until I
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
I took the easy way out. I was like, shit, it is real. I pick a side. Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well,
So who spent the most time at the lighthouse?
I would say
Guys.
probably
Obviously Val.
Dash.
obviously me.
Honestly.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm talking
All
about
of
the
us.
rest of us.
All the
No
time.
one did.
Just like this.
Yeah,
Which
none
one
of
of
us
us is
did.
closest with Simon's parents?
Simon.
Yeah.
These are easy questions.
These are very
really
easy
These
questions.
are layups.
And these are, I mean,
dude.
these are also questions that each player would answer for themselves,
Yeah.
right? Like, how much time did you spend at the butchery, or at the temple, or at the rescue estate, or the
Yeah, what-
dock?
See,
What
that's the
is
thing. the household
One of us spent more
situation.
time. One of us spent the most time with Simon's parents, other than Simon, with Simon's parents than the other.
Okay, so
two.
Ben and Ace hung out at the Rescue's place.
Right. So I know
because
your
mom
parents
was
really
poor.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, geez, you don't have to say it like that.
Yeah, Simon would not be hanging out there.
But like, yeah, I was like probably hanging out, and we were the closest in age.
I don't think any of us really.
Aren't we all the
Yeah.
same age?
No.
No,
You're
we're
the-
the
oh,
two
no,
ones
no,
that
I
Dave's
was-
the
Yeah.
youngest.
You're like
But
6
we're only
years
like-
younger than us.
Yeah,
Not
you're
6.
you're quite a few. Years
I was
younger.
like 17 or 18, and you were 14.
Yeah.
He was 21.
Do the math.
When
I've got, a,
21.
I've got a timeline somewhere.
No,
I think,
between
I
you
think
and
it's
me.
a 7 or 8 year difference between lowest and highest,
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I mean, that's
Do the
not-
math.
which was like
not that
8
big.
and 15.
That is big when you're
I
14.
think.
years
and I
old.
was the second oldest.
Oh, you were the second old? I thought I was the second
I remember
oldest.
being the youngest or
Second or
second
third.
youngest.
Maybe
You were the youngest.
Was I the youngest?
I think Ace was the oldest.
I think Ace was the oldest.
that's
Yeah,
weird.
I was definitely the oldest.
So then
Not
I must
That's
necessarily
why I'm
the
the
most
leader
mature.
of the
Right.
group.
naturally.
Right?
So okay, so you must have been second oldest. I was third oldest, and then he was like 4 years younger.
Yeah,
he was
I
very
was second
young.
oldest.
And Brooch is
Oh,
right in the
thanks,
middle.
guys, for letting me hang out with you.
No,
that's
you're
what
one
it
of the
was.
group.
No, that's definitely what it was.
Yeah, you were like the little
younger.
brother.
Yeah, you were
Yeah,
like the little
okay.
brother that
Okay.
just tagged
I like
along.
that I'm
We're
being
like,
told
okay,
this
we'll
right
take
now.
care of you.
So since I was hanging out at your house a lot, but since I was the second youngest, I must have been hanging out at Simon's quite a bit. So Simon's parents know.
You probably
me.
went there when you couldn't hang out with me.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
What
I
you
guess I'll
didn't
go
know
out.
is every time you left, my parents asked me why I hang out with you.
They're like,
That little
Ben
dwarf's
was the one
weird.
that
they're like,
bounced around a
Simon,
lot. That's
his mom
what we know.
is not married and she's a quilter. Do you want to turn out like them? But Mom, I thought we were proud of our quilting heritage here at Quilton. No.
No.
No. I mean, if you're a quilter, you are, because that's all you have. But
I
for the
just-
rest of us.
I'm very happy that Ace is going to be getting some of that sweet.
No.
sweet-
No,
Sweet what?
no.
I'm gonna say I did like that interaction because like this is a vampire lady. She's how old? And
how
it's like
old?
you're a child. You're like this
very
really young guy. He's like,
halfling.
you know, it's like some 20-year-old kids hitting on an 80-year-old lady.
I love
She's
that.
gonna be like, oh, this is sweet.
I love that Ace just says out loud wink.
Yeah.
When he winks.
You're saying wink.
And that's established.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. Hopefully.
But I'm going to get that vampire boon.
I'm excited to see where this Scooby-Doo shit is gonna go.
I brought.
That's what it feels like. It's just gonna be a Scooby-Doo hallway.
There's just a bunch of children in rooms
Yeah.
and crying.
following and chasing.
If there's ever a reason
That shit was creepy. We didn't talk about that at all. All the children in the room and the wailing.
Well,
from
you know,
far
I
away.
honestly,
Yeah.
my first instinct
Oh,
wasn't that it
yeah.
was an actual kid. I thought like definitely a specter or like a hag.
yeah,
or
it's
something
either
in
an
there.
illusion,
Yeah.
or a refrigerator of sorts, like holding on to food sources.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's always a possibility but I felt like this is a trap to get somebody to go over there,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna rescue that, and then you just
Yeah.
get your hand
Oh,
bit
a
off
child
by,
in
like,
need.
Yeah, it's like the mimic of blood refrigerators or whatever.
Well, in case any sort of vampirism happens for Simon, there's an extra set of dice, especially for any rolls that need to happen under that.
Are those your blessed dice?
These are my cursed
Ooh,
dice.
nice.
Cursed, you say.
Yeah,
They're pretty badass.
they sing
I heard the jingling. That's pretty
It's
cool.
a good sound on
and they
them.
look beautiful.
They do. Where'd you get
Hey.
those?
They were a gift, I think, for my birthday from my nephew-in-law.
Fun.
Yeah, but they feel good. They look good. They sound good. Hopefully, they roll good.
All right,
when the
to
time
turn you
comes.
into a vampire.
Yeah,
Okay, good to
yeah.
know.
I won't get to use these unless you do it. So
Gotcha.
don't waste my nephew-in-law's gift.
All right, let's wrap
Interesting.
this up.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, this has been the
Turner.
P.O. Box 2, Turner, Oregon.
Oh yeah,
Fear Bucks 2.
yeah. And do check out twitch.com/in at the end, because we've been doing some live streams lately.
Yeah. That's true.
So far, it's been the first Thursday of the month.
Yeah, it sounds like at least until we come up with a better idea, the first Thursday of every month, we will be doing a live stream of whatever type
Like
of
one page
RPG floats our fancy. Recently, we played
The Witch is Dead.
The Witch is
Witch is
Dead,
Dead.
which was glorious. We played Goblin with a Fat Ass, which surprisingly turned out very well.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then who knows what we'll play next time. But if you like...
Well, we know what we're going to play next time.
Well, it was an idea that we floated, so
we got ideas on
I
what we're
did
gonna play
like
next
that.
time.
I did like the game. Looked really cool.
Yeah.
Dash had an idea, but we'll see. We'll play it close to the chest until
Yeah.
it comes to the week of. But you can check that out, twitch.tv/in at the end. And follow, all of our podcast, our blog, all of those things at dndpodcast.org. You can go to humblebundle.com/in, humble in, and you can buy yourself something fancy. There's some Pathfinder 2nd edition books there. There's some other RPG books there.
I've actually been buying quite a bit of stuff on Humble Bundle.
Heck yeah. Use the link. humblebundle.com.
Say that into the mic.
I've got it saved on my bookmarks.
There you go. See? You can buy yourself something fancy, help us keep the lights on, and get yourself something fancy. But anyway, until then, until next time, grab your sword and keep on adventuring.